Right, okay, so let's look a little bit at what's happened so far. Now, I've got a screen here. Let me go to that. I've got the Department of Government Efficiency Twitter page at Doge on X. On early successes, the very first thing announced that it had saved 420 million's worth of contract in the first 80 hours. The 420 is, again, it's another joke. Elon uses 420 all of the time. So, for example, if he's got a major announcement at Tesla, he likes to do it on the 20th of the fourth month, or he likes to work 420 into everything. And the reason for that is because he once got fined by the SEC because he said that he was going to take Tesla private, 420 a share, and funding was secured. And they went after him to say that actually, no, technically funding wasn't secured. I mean, it actually was, and he didn't go through with taking Tesla private. But anyway, so 420 has become an Elon meme. And so that's why the first announcement was for 420 million. He's just making another joke. There's a lot of jokes in this. Yeah, and so, there was another thing. I saw they'd identified that, was it 50 million of spending was being used to send condoms to Gaza. Trump talked about that one. That's ridiculous. That's gone. Loads of DEI departments. But anyway, let me go back to that Twitter page. We're just going to skim through some of the stuff. So, I mean, this is just, I keep an eye on this every day. They're just churning out stuff every day. So you're going to see more of this than I'm seeing now if you're going to scroll through this as well, because you'll probably be watching this a week later. So let's have a look at the first one. In the past 6 days, the number of lease terminations of underutilised buildings have increased from 3 to 22. So they've binned 22 government buildings, the leases on them, and that's saved 44.6 million. Oh yes, government buildings. Let's quickly touch on that. Right. So basically, these buildings, they're empty. They're like ghost towns. There's nobody in them because everybody works from home. So they've been going into these buildings, and every time they find a building with nobody in it, it's like, okay, well, we don't need the building then, do we? The other thing is they're also telling the people that they must stop work from home. So some of these people, if they do actually follow that, will then discover that their office has been got rid of. But then, maybe if they turned up in the first place, it wouldn't be a problem. The other interesting thing about government buildings, right, is that because the government is considered to be such a good guarantor of the lease, they only ask for 1 year rolling contracts. Like for everybody else, they make you sign up to 5, 10 or 15 year contracts when you sign a lease on a building. But for government, they only put them in on 1 year rolling leases because it was inconceivable that they'd ever cancel it. So why would you bother doing the paperwork of anything more? Well, anyway, they're cancelling them now. So it's actually quite easy to get rid of these government buildings. Oh, this is a good one. We've got a table here. So update on, yes, they got rid of the D departments of, and I've got a table here. It's a long table. Bureau of Land Management, Department of Agriculture, Department of Commerce. It's a long bloody list. Anyway, so they got rid of the DEI departments in all of these areas. And then it gives you a list of how much it's saving. Blimey, the Department of Agriculture was spending 110 million on their DEI department. The Department of Treasury was spending 25 million on their DEI department. FAA, they were spending 45 million on their DEI. Good God. Jesus, look at this one. Office of Personnel Management was spending 500 million on their DEI department. Anyway, the point is, at the bottom of this table, they've saved a billion by getting rid of the DEI departments everywhere. Brilliant. And remember, you've got to get rid of, what was it, 3.6 billion a day to hit their target. I think the real target, I think what they're actually going to achieve is probably closer to 1 trillion, as per the logic that I've laid out. 1.7 billion of daily savings found. But, on that day, when was this? 30th of Jan. Yeah, so on the 30th of Jan, they just binned a billion of saving just like that by just saying, yeah, all the DI departments gone. Very, very good. Oh, apparently the US was spending 45 million on a DEI scholarship program in Burma. Good Lord. Well, anyway, that's gone as well. Yeah, that's nice. Like I say, it's a target-rich environment, isn't it? I mean, you just start by searching for everything in the government DEI related and you get rid of that. Oh, yes, they've offered a program of resignations. So they've said that I think it's 8 months' salary you can get if you just voluntarily quit before they fire you for something. so it's probably a good deal. And if you're working from home anyway and you've got a second job and you know they're coming for you, loads of people are going to take that. So a lot of people will just self-bin themselves off. But the tweet I'm looking at here is the old scheme, the deferred resignation, where basically people can defer their resignation by a period. So you can resign, but have that resignation take effect some point in the future. So basically you could quit and still get paid and not do any work. And they've identified a frequently asked questions on the government website here that says, am I expected to work during my deferred resignation period? No, except in cases determined by your agency, you are not expected to work. So, you could basically just go on holiday, just watch Netflix if you wanted to. But in what other job can you say, okay, I'm resigning, but I want that resignation to take effect 6 months or a year down the line? One thing I did notice, it was very funny actually, is the day after Trump's initial set of executive orders getting rid of a lot of this stuff, the White House's own website had a Spanish page. And the day after Trump's first set of executive orders is if you went to the website, the Spanish version of the White House website, you just got a 404 with a big banner saying go home, which is very good. Go home, Spanish speakers. Right, let's see if there's any other more. Oh, this is an interesting one. Department of Government Efficiency put up this tweet. Doge team is looking for a world-class talent to work long hours, identifying and eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. These are full-time salary positions for software engineers, infosec engineers, financial analysts, HR professionals, and in general, all competent, caring people apply here. I'll tell you, if I was one American, in fact, just one, I would take this job in a heartbeat because I'm a financial analyst, so I could do that. But I'm not. I wonder if they'll let me do it, even if I'm not American. Well, anyway, if I was me but American, I would apply for that. Not for the money or anything. I don't want the salary. I just for the sheer joy of cost cutting the government. I'd definitely do this job if the UK version starts up. Right. Oh my goodness. 784 million in taxpayers' dollars was cut because they were going to put a new US embassy in South Sudan. Why do you need to spend almost $1 billion on a new embassy? I mean, that is a once-off cost rather than a recurring cost. So, it doesn't get you so far. Anyway, so there's a couple of things from Doge so far. It's early days, so you can't really hope for too much. We're only sort of a week and a half into this process so far.
If you would like to see the full version of this premium video, please head over to lotuseaters.com and subscribe to gain full access to all of our premium content.